The new year didn't change you. Your loss did. So all the new year, new you energy can really feel strange and even dismissive after loss because you didn't just wake up yesterday, January 1st, as a blank slate. You've already changed. But being changed doesn't automatically mean that you know who you are now. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. Hi, I'm Destiny Ray L. I'm a trauma-informed grief and transformation coach, and I have lived it. And I also help others navigate their way through loss and grief and change and really help them rebuild their lives of meaning and purpose. And I know right now, the new year, everyone is talking about the fresh starts and resolutions and reinvention and becoming a new version and better version of yourself. But when you've gone through a major life disruption or grief or loss or just anything that has completely altered your life, you didn't ask to be reinvented. Your loss already did that for you. Maybe someone you love passed away, or maybe you got a health diagnosis that just changed everything, or a relationship just ended, or divorce, or just your life fell apart and it's just not the same. Whatever the loss was, you're not the same person you were before. Grief already reshaped you, even if you didn't choose it. And being changed by loss doesn't automatically give you clarity about who you are or how you move through the world now. And that can be really scary and disorienting. And that's why, the new year, new you energy really falls flat sometimes. Not because nothing's changed, but because everything has changed. You did. And you may not even recognize who you are right now. So the question isn't, how do I become someone new? It's who am I now? Not who do I want to be, because, that really creates a lot of future pressure. And it's not who was I before, because that version of you isn't here anymore. It's who am I now in this body, in this grief, carrying this loss, living this life that has changed. And this is why it matters, because you can't set boundaries or intentions or find your word of the year or make changes or choices or new habits or goals and even think about what's next if you don't know who you are moving forward as. And when you start asking who you are now, the you that was shaped by your loss, the you that's shaped by your grief, the you that's shaped by everything that you've survived, that's when the clarity starts to show up. And that's what I want to help walk you through today and just give you a few things to support you. So let's walk through it together. I'm going to give you 3 reflection prompts, just really to help loosen up some of the stuck energy and maybe give you some clarity going forward with who am I now? And you don't need the perfect answers. It's just about noticing and listening. And I encourage you not to answer with your mind. Let your heart answer. Let your body communicate. It will let you know. So the first question you really want to start asking yourself is, what matters to me now that maybe didn't before? And just as important, what doesn't matter to me anymore? Grief has a way of rearranging so many things in our lives. Your priorities shift, your tolerance changes, certain things just fall away. You might notice that some things that were really important to you just don't hold the same weight anymore. You just don't really care about those things anymore. And yet at the same time, other things that you didn't really care about before have a much deeper weight and value and have more meaning for you than they ever did. And it's just about noticing that and really getting honest with yourself. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's just about you and your truth. And it's not about becoming a better version of yourself or even judging the person you were before. It's just recognizing what's true for you now, today, in this space of your life and in this season. And that's what matters, because it's really going to be a powerful compass for you going forward and understanding really who you are in this time of your life and in this season of your life, as painful as it is. So the second question is really more about your identity, because that completely changes after we've gone through a major loss or disruption. And so the question is really, how has this loss or how has this change shaped who I am now? And you might want to get really specific for your current circumstance, such as, how has the death of my dad changed who I am now? Or how has getting this health scare or health diagnosis shaped how I view the world now? So getting specific with what you're currently dealing with might help give you even more clarity for your answers. And those answers are going to change and evolve. You don't have to have them all at once. In fact, this is a question you're probably going to keep coming back to as you grow and as your grief grows with you and as you evolve. But with today, in this new year energy right now, asking yourself, how has this loss, how has this disruption shaped who I am today? Who I am now? How do you relate to people now? How do you trust others, or how do you not trust others? How do you protect yourself these days? What do you believe in now that maybe you didn't before? Or what beliefs or ways of thinking no longer fit? What parts of you feel stronger and more resilient? And what parts feel even more tender, more raw, or more guarded in your heart? How do you move through the world that now that it feels so different than it did before? And really sit with these questions. Pause this video, rewind it, come back to it. Just let your heart and your truth fill the pages, because this one's a big one. And this isn't about, labeling yourself or, putting yourself in a certain organized way or figuring yourself out in some way. It's just recognizing who you are right now. And that did not come out of nowhere. It was shaped by what you've lived through, and naming that is part of getting to know yourself again. Now, the third and final question, at least for this video, is what does this version of me actually need right now? Not what you should want, not what you should need, not what people expect of you or what used to work in your life, but right now, today, what does this version of you need right now? Maybe it's rest. Maybe it's more energy. Maybe it's stronger boundaries, or just a space to grieve and rebuild your life at the same time. Maybe it's permission to just not even have all the answers and just be, or even allowing yourself to do the thing you never let yourself do, or have the thing that you've not given yourself permission to have. You're allowed to need different things for who you are now, because you're not the same person. And whoever you are now, today, deserves that support that fits who you actually are, not who you used to be. I know that these questions are a lot, and they can bring up a lot, and they are not questions you're going to just answer and move on with. You're going to come back to them again and again, especially in moments like the new year, especially in moments after loss. But honestly, these questions really are ones that you want to apply after you've been reshaped by your grief or a loss in your life. And that can happen any time of the year. And if writing helps you in this process, it's a huge part of my process and, how I work with clients just to reflect. That's why I created my Destiny Journal for exactly moments like this, for when you're trying to reconnect to yourself, especially after major loss and disruption. So if that's something that would be supportive for you, I will leave a link in the show notes below. But remember, you don't have to rush into a fresh start just because it's January. You don't have to know exactly who you're becoming. You can start this year just by recognizing who you are now and letting that be enough to guide you forward. And if you're sitting with this question of who you are now and really just not recognizing yourself anymore, and you don't want to have to do that alone, this is the exact kind of work that I do in my one-on-one private sunset to sunrise coaching journey. And I just help you walk through grief and identity shifts and rebuilding your life in a way that honors you, honors your grief, honors what you've lived, and help you move forward to where you are going. So I'd love to invite you to schedule a free call with me, and I'd love to connect you. I'll leave the link also below, and we can explore what that support would look like for you. And in the next video, we're going to talk about how to honor the people we've loved and lost, and how to bring them with us in the new year as life continues to move forward. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.